Hmm.
Paimon's trying to remember. What else did we put on our shopping list? Oh, what a mouth-watering smell. Paimon would know we can still...
Well, if it isn't the Traveler and Pine.
Hello there.
I said I was going to the Holmayanis all...
I told Dehya to just... My parents were delighted. They even said...
That sounds like something... Anyway.
You can stay for as many days...
You know I...
What? She said they'll treat you to the...
But wait. Didn't you say there are so many places
I'm sorry, my lady.
Oh, come on.
I know.
All right, fine. Ever since you first set foot on the... Have you been delaying our trip because you've run...
Nah.
Would you swear on that? But if something real...
Oh, looks like Junior's was onto something.
You're too... I just... Mercenary life is...
That doesn't change anything.
My lady. All right. Okay, let's talk here. Just try not to draw any extra attention. As you may already know, my brigade is called the Blazing Beasts. However, not all...
Deshret's relics? Judging from the name, they must really look up to...
Yep, you got...
Oh, you mean...
Deshret's relics is on any other...
the Khan?
I think it means... Anyway, the...
Say what?
I think I'm
I won't go into detail.
Hundreds?
Yep. The scenes tend to be quite not only have they targeted merchant caravans and...
That's beyond...
I don't know how Deshret... If I don't do something... I just wish I knew with...
Yeah. How can...
I don't know. People change.
That's setting the bar pretty low.
I mean, if he was even remotely decent, he was loud and... Of course, the other brigade...
Sounds like a...
What about your mother? Did she ever step in to stop them?
Unfortunately, I never knew my mother. It's all right, my lady. That's pretty common in mercenary circles. He told me that he wasn't sure who my mother was. And in any case, she never came to see me. He'd say, "You'll be fine," but the problem was that he had terrible taste. They were tales of desert warriors defeating dragons in the forest, or stories...
Sounds like your typical fairy tale.
More or less, yeah. He seemed to think those stories were the best things ever, though. Even the toys he gave me would all be story props. It was only much later when I realized that the show...
What an interesting guy.
Yeah, I've always found him pretty until I grew up and learned the true face of Deshret's relics from looting, blackmail, violence, and fraud. They not only accepted such heinous acts, they would even openly boast about them. No one in the brigade was any kind of hero. Did they really think that his...
I think I can understand your feeling.
Yeah, but Don't worry, my lady. It's all water under the bridge to me now. I had a huge argument with my father and left that place behind for good. I'm not investigating them due to any bitter feelings I still have towards my father. Yeah, I told the...
I see. But
It is, but
that may be true.
well, now you get why I didn't want to share any of this with you.
What should we do? They both have valid concerns.
Huh?
Well, he's super tough.
I'm inclined to agree. I'll wait for news from you in the city until then.
I'm honored that you care so much. All right, then let's get moving.
Hey, Dehya, you're back. Are these two friends of yours? Likewise. There's no need to be so formal with us. We're a pretty casual crew. Anyway, since we've got a newcomer, let me fill you in on what the Khan al-Ahmar's been. They've become extremely aggressive. Apparently, even their own now have become acceptable targets. They even attack other relics brigades, just the same.
Even the most ferocious...
That's right. A portion of their profit.
That's terrible.
Yeah, and it really makes you wonder why they're so desperate for Mora. A few days ago, Isham and I trailed them for a while, and even disguised ourselves as merchants to conduct trade with them. We were able to learn a few things from the exchange. Rather than saying they're out to plunder and hoard Mora, it'd probably be more accurate to say that they're experiencing an internal power struggle.
Wait, a power struggle?
You heard me right. If their only goal was Mora, they could have gone after anybody. The targeted nature of their attacks point... Unfortunately, we weren't able to find out anything more specific. It seems they're also... Oh, one last thing we discovered was that over the past few years, as the Khan al-Ahmar became more and more active, Deshret's...
It sounds mighty strange to me, too. Gotta say, though, I didn't expect you to go on a whole undercover mission during the few days I was gone. Sounds like you were really putting your necks on the line, no?
Nah, it was nothing. We're just as concerned about the situation as you are. The Khan al-Ahmar is your father's crew, after all.
What he said. Besides, Dehya, haven't you done more?
Yeah. And while they went to talk with Dakan, any survivors of the attack were all...
Ah, Hisham and Khalaf. You're here, too.
We rushed over as soon as we saw you come into Caravan Rebat. Although this new friend of yours looks a little green behind the ears, I'm set. Now that we know you'll have a...
Hey, what about Paimon?
Oh, you're also planning to tag along?
Of course. Paimon is the traveler's most important guy.
Oh, in that case, then you'd better take care of her too, Dehya.
Don't worry, even if she had only...
I had no idea. I guess I shouldn't judge by appearances.
Oh, one other thing, Dehya. When you're free, we held another recruitment event a few days ago, but everyone only came to see the Flame Main. The deputy put a lot of effort into the event, but it was basically for nothing. Only a few people chose to stay.
Sorry to hear that. I'll be sure to bring him some great liquor next time. I left in a hurry and...
Gotta admit, I can understand their disappointment, though. Now, if only the deputy could figure out a way to bring a few more smoking hot members into our ranks.
Keep dreaming. Remember the last time I invited a couple The awkward silence and weird expressions left quite the impression on them. They were originally interested in joining us.
Hey, didn't we agree to never bring that up again?
Huh? Wait, are you serious? Why have I never heard about this?
I don't think you were part of the brigade yet.
Are you kidding me? I missed a once-in-a-lifetime moment like that and you weren't even gonna tell me?
All right. We can tell you about it later. Now's not the time.
Hey, don't you try to change the subject. You and Hisham get your butts over here.
Are they always like...
There aren't many rules or graces when it comes to mercenary. If someone starts getting under your skin, you just yell right back at them. And if that doesn't... But we also don't tend to take many things too seriously. Being direct and getting it all out of your system as soon as things come up is better than keeping everything bottled up, never talking about it. That's also why I never spare their feelings when I talk to them. If I want to laugh, I'll laugh. If I'm Hey, knuckleheads! Can you at least tell me the rest of the intel before you go back to your bickering?
Yeah, you hear her, Hala? All you gotta do is wait and ambush them in the evening. They'll have no idea what hit.
Perfect. Thanks for that. Be sure to pass my regards to everyone else in the brigade as well.
Will do. You stay safe, Dehya.
Take it easy.
Oh, hi, Heise. Is that how we pronounce the name? Is your name Heise?
This should be the place. Let's find... It's gonna come down to a fight one way or another.
No need to worry.
I'm... Ah, here they come. You ready? Let's not give them a chance.
That's close enough!
I'll be back.
Your mommy teeth.
You won this one. You're
Good. That's... Think about it, though. What's your reputation worth if you won't have the other tools you need to succeed in this line of work? Tools like, I don't know, your limbs or eyes. You've got 5 seconds.
Whoa!
I'm not joking around. 2 seconds!
I'll save you the
Huh? Are you crazy? He tried to bite off his own tongue. Quick. I definitely didn't expect him to go that far. Thankfully, the wound...
What?
I didn't expect him to be willing to go through so much pain just to deny us some intel.
Well, he's out cold for now.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It'll be a waste of time to interrogate...
We found a piece of paper with a bunch of...
Let me take a look. Yep. I see an entry for Dakana Lakmar right here. Kusela, Idrisi, Bashar, and all familiar names. This caravan, that person will then... Wait. Yeah. Every transaction before the last one was marked with an exact amount of... perhaps... Anyway, the next... Huh?
What's wrong?
Shazaman Homayani.
Homayani?
I'd be surprised to find just what the heck is going on here. I'm sorry, but what...
What if the Homayanis have been...
That's a possibility, but if that was the case, why is this caravan specifically named Shazaman as their person of contact? They could have just as easily bought goods such as food and medicine directly from Caravan Ribat or Port Ormos. Yeah, funding violence and looting. The brigade gets the goods, and he is...
But why would he do something like this? It's not like the Homayanis are in need of money.
I honestly have no idea. I've been to their estate many times. The only potential... But that's still just a speculation. I don't think... You're probably right.
But what should we do now? Oh,
If you ask me, I'm not worried. It's too early. Let's go find my lady again. If we're lucky,
Dehya,
I've considered that she showed genuine. That's not how I deal.
you're right. Paimon wants to trust Dunyarzad too.
Yeah. We're back, my lady.
Oh, you're back alive.
Actually, we are still investigating. It's just that we've discovered something strange.
I see. The clues you found have led you back here, in the city?
Something like that. Yeah.
You all look a little dispirited. Whatever you found must not have been very encouraging after all. Why don't you discuss it with me? Maybe I'll be able to say something to cheer you up?
It's okay, my lady. It's not so much about me being upset with my father or anything like that. How should I put this?
So something is wrong. Even the Traveler and Paimon have been uncharacteristically quiet. On any other day...
Well?
My lady, please prepare yourself for what we're going to tell you next. It concerns the Master.
The Master? You mean my father? Okay, I understand. But don't worry about me. I'll listen as attentively as I can. My father...
Yeah, it makes as little... I've never doubted the Master's integrity, so I'm having a real hard time rationalizing how he could ever support an infamous brigade like them. Maybe he's not actually aware of the full story and just stumbled into the deal by accident.
I can't help but agree with the Traveler.
Huh? You mean you feel the same way, Dunyarzad?
Thank you for sharing all this information with me. Since you've told me everything in the past, I thought that... However, there are plenty of capable mercenaries in the Corps of Third.
About that. Well, later, the Master told me that I was one of the... He offered me a pile of Mora, so...
Well, but that didn't really answer my question. Just think about it. Why did my father specifically reach out to the Blazing Beasts?
Maybe the Corps of 30 just didn't have anyone available, or maybe someone recommended us. I've never given it too much thought. I think I get which...
Precisely. At first glance, if my father had always been in contact with the Khan al-Akmar, then it would make sense for him to bring Dehya into our house.
You mean the gold?
No, that's too much of a stretch. I cut all ties with my father a long time ago. He has no control over my life anymore.
But that still doesn't rule out the possibility that your father has still been trying to influence your life without you knowing.
So, the Master was...
Sorry we put all this on you so suddenly, Dunyarzad.
It's okay, Paim. Regardless of his...
But is that... My father is committed... However, the Homayani family has treated me with nothing but generosity and kindness. If we decide to investigate this further, we could end up implicating the entire Homayani family. I would be biting the hand that's fed me over all these years.
Dehya.
It's alright, Dehya.
You don't have to do...
Hey! It's still too early to give up hope! What was that thing about friendship again? Right, yeah, true besides! There's no point on getting all riled up before we've confirmed all the facts!
Thank you, everyone. That makes a lot of sense. I guess I should always remember the trust that I've placed in people. In which case, my lady, could you ask the Master to come out and have a chat with us?
Sure thing. I also hope he'll be able to give us a logical explanation.
Usual place? Ah, right!
Thank you for coming, sir. Please allow me to...
Yeah, but we may skip all the pleasantries for now.
Well,
So, that's what you...
if you wouldn't mind...
Well, it's a long... What I do know, though,
Wait.
yes. But knowledge, your father, Kusela, and I both believed that. Of course, you have the right to seek and learn the truth, but the facts of this matter may reduce everything you've built for. If you must proceed, then Kusela's heartfelt efforts will also fade into the wind like a fleeting mirage.
His heartfelt efforts... I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not sure I follow. I've made it this far in life without a single drop of my father's support. I have my own ideals and ways of looking at the world, as well as people and causes that I've chosen to cherish and fight for. None of these things have anything to do with him. I came here today to support you as the head of the Homayani family. No warning will change my stance on that.
I understand. Then let me tell you a little story. Our family once needed to take a trip to the desert when Dunyarzad was just a baby. Along the way, we were attacked by bandits. They had superior numbers. Those Eremites were Kusela's brigade, Dekan al-Ahmar. Kusela's men Kusela was grinning and...
Really?
He said that he had no particular reason to help us. He just took pity on us because he had a daughter about the same age. We started talking about our children, and I sensed that he was a devoted father. To repay his...
So, that's...
It was many years before I saw him again. I almost didn't recognize him the next time he came knocking on my door. The man I knew to be strong and healthy had been reduced to a shell of himself. He couldn't even walk anymore without his cane.
So, what happened to him?
He then suddenly asked me if Dunyarzad, now that she had grown, would need a bodyguard of her own. At the time, Dunyarzad was going through a particularly severe bout of her Elazar. There was no need for her to have a bodyguard when she could barely leave the house. But he kept coming back to the topic. Come on, it never hurts to be safe. How do you know a bodyguard won't come in handy one day? I was completely lost at first, until he recommended the Blazing Beasts, and in particular, a mercenary named Dehya.
So he was the one who recommended Dehya to you.
Indeed. He didn't say it out loud, but it was clear that he saw Deshret's relics as an evil group who would eventually corrupt every member. He was already beyond redemption, but he hoped that he would be able to detach his daughter from the vicious world of mercenary life. If Dehya could stay in my house and keep working as a bodyguard, then...
And that's why you...
Yes. And that's also why Kusela saved my... Kusela said that he'd reimburse me for a portion of Dehya's fee. Eventually, The letter contained a request to help him buy food, weapons, and medicine.
Wait! Isn't that around the time that Dekan al-Ahmar started becoming more aggressive?
That's right. When I started to... But by then, he was no longer receptive to my requests to talk. If I had to guess, it's probably because he doesn't want to put Dehya at risk. That thought occurred to me after some deliberation. I am aware that even such a reduced gesture of support could lead to others coming to harm, but I could not simply reject his plea for help. In the end, it probably was the wrong decision.
If you can, please tell me where he is now. None of the things he's doing right now make any sense if he's just trying to keep me from getting tangled up in his world. If all he wants to do is steer clear of me, then maybe he shouldn't have brought me into this world in the first place.
Oh no. Dehya, please don't feel that way.
I'm just angry because I can't wrap my head around any of his actions. Another way? I don't know. I knew him, and he was nothing more than a childish brute. I can't understand what's going through his head. But I guess you do have a point. We haven't uncovered the whole truth yet. We still need—
I'll do my best to help. Of course, anything. I don't know Kusela. However, there's a man on the list named Jawed. He's responsible for supplying weapons and liaising with the Dekhan al-Akhmar's I've heard.
Understood.
I'll stay and be with my father. My father hasn't. I feel like.
Yes, it's time to fate.
Good roll. All right, maybe I'll take one more day off and knock out the rest of the work once I'm feeling up to it.
Huh?
I know what you've—
Shh! Keep your voice down. How do you know all that? Come with me. We should take this elsewhere. I'll be happy to talk things over once we're somewhere private. This place should do. All right, back to my question. How did you all know about me?
Don't worry about that for now. You know what kind of punishment you'll face once we report you to the Corps, I assume.
Wait, there's no need to jump the gun. Let's talk this out. What are your terms?
So what's in it for you anyway, Mora?
Well, I was a little tight on money at the time, and Kusela took good care of me in the past. I waited in my mind, and I couldn't find a reason to turn the opportunity down. I wouldn't only be helping my benefactor, but I could also make some quick Mora.
Let me tell you how it is. We're investigating Dekhan al-Akhmar, and we're gonna put an end to their operations. If you provide some help for us, then we might just put in a good word later to reduce the terms of your punishment.
Hey, why don't we discuss this a little first? Listen, I made quite a bit of Mora from my last run. You just give me a number, and I'm sure we can...
Shut it. My patience is running out. You should know when a mercenary is after something other than money.
All right, sheesh. But you gotta promise you'll put in some nice words for me later. They're always on the move. Feel free to go have a look. I'm just telling you, though, it's not on me if they're not there anymore.
Sure. And then you can forget about any nice words from us.
Hey, come on. Now you're just being unreasonable.
Really? And how do I know?
All right, I get it.
Now that's more like it. Let's move. And as for you, try to stick around the city until we get back. You don't want us to call the folks from the Corps and have them drag you back to the city. Seems like we're in luck. That should be their camp right up ahead. Let's go. We'll finally get to the bottom of this ourselves. I'm here to see Kusela. Tell him to get out here.
Dehya, why are you here?
Let's get it on!
Quietly now.
Can't handle your drink.
Game's up. From Silva.
Ring cutter. This makes her grow.
Buckle up! Hi! You ain't messing around! Let's get it on! Haven't you all done enough?
Take it easy.
Oh, so are you also here to stop us?
Stay out of this. It's got nothing to do with you.
Buckle up! Ha! 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 Yeah!
No, she's so...
Enough fighting. We all know each other, and I don't want to just bring Kusela to me. Did you understand a single word I just said? Or do I need to bash your skull in some more?
All right, everyone, let's all just calm down. Dehya. The boss can't... He died.
What?
Seems like you've been out of...
When did he die?
A few years ago, Kusela broke up Dakan al-Ahmar and went to the Deshret's Relics headquarters by himself.
So is that when you guys started acting up?
We would prefer to call it taking revenge. Every last person...
Let me start from the beginning. Dehya, do you know how the head of the Relics maintained order internally?
Overwhelming strength and unquestionable authority?
Those were a part of it, yes. But just those on their own weren't, regardless of whether they joined by their own will or were coerced. Whether it be their deepest sin, that's precisely it. Every one of us have a record. Me, Bashar, but you, Dehya. You were never asked to provide a record, were you?
I never even knew this was a requirement.
You were probably the only person in all of Deshret's
Ever since you were born, Boss had been trying to shield you from this. Not only that, but he also banned all of us from committing and. But in the end, he was just an ordinary person. What could he do? He was forced to go to headquarters again and again to account for.
We all knew he was doing that for you.
And that's why he became a shout.
Wait, but that doesn't make any sense. I didn't know about any of this, and I'd never seen him get injured or beaten.
Because you were too young at the time. How would you ever tell between wounds from a beating and when you left home after that final argument with him?
So, even the blazing
Yep. It was all his doing.
A few years ago, Boss said he needed to make another trip to headquarters. He was already I suggested that he hand the role of leadership over to me, but he said there was no longer any need, since the Khan al-Ahmar would soon be no more. His words made no sense to me. But that night, we heard that a massive fire tore through headquarters and razed
Everyone gained their freedom that night. Many members fled. But how could we leave with a clear conscience? All of us.
The boss can't have just died for nothing.
From that point on, the big fire that Boss started, even though we're outnumbered, we vowed to see our revenge through to the very end. There were people from headquarters who changed their names and went into hiding. Some fled to other, but we won't let any of them escape our wrath. They'll all pay for what they've done.
We've suffered plenty of losses as well. All we can do is exchange our... We forged Boss's handwriting and sent out many letters to his former friends. Thankfully, many people were willing to come to our aid. We were also able to attract many mercenaries who shared our goal. We've endured unspeakable pain to win many impossible battles. Deshret's relics have become weaker and weaker, and now, we finally...
Paimon doesn't know what to say anymore.
We do know right from wrong, but we were sinners from the very beginning. Boss always loved his old-fashioned hero story. We used to always laugh at him for it. But in the end, as for me, I never considered, but maybe those hero stories he liked forced. Maybe we were all just acting along with the play in the beginning. But as we acted the parts and recited the lines, we were drawn in. And now, we want to see the story through to the end. I'm sorry, Dehya. I know you always felt...
I'll go with you.
Huh? Dehya?
I grew up with these guys, and I know all I know is that Deshret's relics must be destroyed. Furthermore, I want to go see the place for myself. I know you don't want to get involved in this, so there's no need for you to tag along. I can do this on my own.
Yeah. Paimon feels like we'd only regret it if we don't see this through to the end.
Thank you. We'll be a lot stronger together with you.
I bet Boss would lose his mind if he ever knew you'd join.
Considering all the losses and...
He can think whatever he... But the fact is, I owe him this much.
Time to act.
Is this the entrance? We sure didn't run into much trouble on the way here.
Gonna be epic. The threads of your fate lie in my hand.
Wow. Paimon didn't expect it to look like this on the inside.
They should all be holed up in here. Don't know how many people they've got.
Who cares?
Still, we should be careful. Even if they've only got one shot left, it could still take us out.
Yeah, we'll know what their Deshret's relics may have been a force to be reckoned with before.
Yeah, they don't stand it.
Happy to apply.
You are not welcome here.
Look alive!
I see everything.
By royal decree. Everybody stand back!
Rain outlines your fate.
This way through the river.
Midnight Fantastic.
Time to act. Witness the power of Gugwa.
I'm going in!
Roll, roll, roll. Yeah.
No, my sword! Oz revealed by... Buckle up! You're dead meat!
This way through the river.
That's close enough. Feeling lucky today? Try to keep up.
Committed to memory. Huh. Yeah.
Midnight Fantastic!
The Temple of Wisdom.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Adventure time. Let me weave you a verse.
Sick of this game.
No more tricks up your sleeve.
By royal decree!
This way through the river.
Look alive! Hi!
Off we go.
This way, follow me. We're almost there.
Wait! They went charging ahead without checking for any traps.
Hey, you guys okay?
It seems like we just got trapped in here. Don't think we triggered anything else.
Watch out, the enemy's coming from ahead.
Well, now that things have come to this, seems we'll have to...
Don't worry about us. We knew something like this could... Let's go! We can't let the boss down!
Let's check if there's another way. The sooner we can make it through to help them, the better.
Let's see. I think I see a way through over there, but it's being blocked by something. Let's try our luck with that mechanism.
Okay, let's go.
Benny's adventure team, assemble! Or not. Let's light it up! Everybody,
Grow, grow, grow!
buckle up! You asked for it!
As you wish, me.
Grow, grow, grow! Yeah!
Another mechanism like the one before, but this one's being blocked off in the middle.
We just need to adjust it a little. Everyone hold hands!
I'm going in!
Commit it to memory!
Body and mind.
Sharing my knowledge! I see stars!
Everybody stand back! Ring cutter!
Shadow Raven! Let night! I see everything!
Let's get it on! Gloves off!
Everyone hold hands!
Teamwork is dreamwork! Let's light it up!
Oz, reveal thyself!
I wasn't expecting anyone to make it through from the other side. But as a desert dweller, I suppose...
Don't waste your breath.
Run. I wit even now, the greatest.
So you...
Let us They are but two. Well... Wave 1! Charge! Eliminate them!
Wish me.
Temple of Wisdom!
Let me leave you a verse.
Grow!
You're dead meat!
Don't You're just getting started.
I'm going in!
This way for you. Grow!
Will meet.
Make yourselves a home!
King Deshret will not abandon any one of his followers.
You asked for it!
Now you're testing my patience. Will meet.
The Temple of Wisdom! Committed to memory.
Brothers! This is where we prove our faith.
You all just want to die?
None of us plan to leave this place alive!
Where do you think you're going? Gloves off!
Goodbye. But we'll...
The golden slumber.
The commander has finally fallen.
But they're still coming at us! This place is like a gladiator's ring. They just keep coming no matter how many we beat!
Yes! Keep fighting! There's no need to fear, and no need...
When the next wave comes, I'm going to see if I can take out that high platform.
Get out of my way!
Come and face me, Mishal! So they've broken through the front as well.
Apologies, Lord...
So, it...
Time to pay for...
I will be buried in the sand,
Hey, wait!
We were too late.
It's over. There's no more need to fight. But if you're still going to cling on to your so-called mercenary's pride, then I'll give you all a good beating as well.
Hey, Dehya! I found the mechanism. I'll get you all back up here right away.
Let's go.
Who are you filthy rats? And why are you always pestering us?
You call yourself a member of the infamous Deshret's relics, and you still can't even tell who's made it all the way to your headquarters?
Who knows what intent a bunch of rats may have? We try to catch a couple, and you all just... Hey, have you ever heard of a man by the name of Kusela? Why would I know? It's not like I'm in charge or anything.
This is your last chance to talk.
Hey, I said I don't know anything. I'm just an average member here. I'm telling the truth. If you're here to find someone, why don't you look through the records yourselves? Who can remember every name and face with so many people coming in and out every day?
The irony. His life became a light for so many, yet to others, it wasn't even worth remembering. Where's the records room?
It's right over.
I mean the old.
The old Kusela. Watch your mouth. That's our boss you're talking. He was definitely fit, but in the short time, he couldn't have And after that, Deshret's relic.
Stop wasting our time. Every one of us tell me, where is the old records room?
It's just over there. Go see it for yourself if it means that much to you. There's nothing left in there but ashes. No human could ever survive that kind of inferno. Bashar, Tikriti, let's go. We'll leave the others here to guard these guys. Spare them no mercy if they try anything.
So, this was his final destination. How did he do it? Getting past all the guards with a limp and sneaking in here to start a fire? If he was nimble enough to do that, then he must have been able to get out of here after starting the fire, right?
Dehya.
I'm sorry. I know it's just wishful thinking. Let's look around. Maybe we can find something that's been left behind.
Is this a cane? It must be the one that Dehya's father used.
Kusela.
Thanks for everything, boss.
We're fortunate to somehow find that cane after that fire.
Let's split up and look around some more. What if something else has been left behind?
But what else could survive a fire like that?
Huh? Thought so.
Wait! Isn't that the toy sword you played with as a child?
The dragon is no more, for Princess Dehya has slain it. Its head now hangs above the city gates. Her bravery has brought eternal peace and prosperity to us all. Dehya, come on. This is the most important line.
You can do it.
But Dehya, you defeated the dragon. Everyone's waiting for your speech. Still too shy, huh? All right, I'll do it. I hereby proclaim our victory. Evil shall plague us no more.
I hereby proclaim our victory. Evil shall plague us no more, Dad. What's this?
Don't you remember? You asked, and Paimon said that she would get boatloads of these opportunities don't come by often. So today, Paimon's gonna treat you to a special crash course on Paimon's life philosophy. you get some. Anyway, the point is that you should eat to your heart's content. Junior Azad will also be here shortly. She's already heard that we're...
Aw, thanks, you two. My chest was filled with all kinds of intense emotions. They just shook me even more than all the feelings we've shared during our previous adventures. But when everything came to an end, those emotions also vanished without a trace, and I was left feeling more empty than ever before. It was as if I'd lost the thing that was most important to me. Yeah, you're right. To many mercenaries, Mora is the most important thing in the world. But perhaps to us, it's the most worthless thing of all. Idrisi and the others all used to say, my reality shattered when I found out that the father who always told me hero stories was in fact a bad guy, despite all my promises about we're hypocrites. All of us. Yeah, you're right. It's just a pity that we often only recognize our true feelings after it's already too late.
You're back! Are all of you all right?
Ah, there she is.
Yeah. Many people from the Corps of 30 came over, and I just wrapped up everything with my dad. All I can do now is wait for their verdict. Huh? Dehya, you're looking quite down again.
Paimon will explain. A lot happened while we were gone.
I'm sorry. I really should have controlled my emotions better. I just...
It's all right, my lady. You were hurt by all of this as well. Truth be told, I'm starting to feel a little guilty watching you...
Dehya, your pain must be even worse. You shouldn't need to comfort me.
Hey, don't worry about me. My father probably thought that people could settle it. That thought has even crossed my mind a few times. However, there was always something deep within my mind that refused to accept it. But now that I
understand how
that doesn't mean it's just like Idrisi said. I also want to catch up to my father. And even if the ending of the story may be
Isn't that neat, though? Why don't we go for a change of scenery once we finish...
Right.
We'll come along, too.
I can't thank you enough for taking care of me this...
Oh, this rug here is quite something. The craftsmanship is exquisite, and the fabric is also of high quality.
Ah, here you are. Finally, I found you.
Hey! Aren't you that mercenary who bit his tongue? You can still talk? Wait.
What are you talking about? Do I look like I could take you all to a fight? Once I woke up, but when I got there...
Ah, so you probably got there after...
Yeah, they told me that they had exacted their revenge, and everyone had turned themselves... I had joined the cause to repay an old favor from Kusela. Now that everyone's already turned themselves in, I might as well do the same. One of the injured members gave this box to me. Everything left in the...
Thank you.
No worries. We are all just living our own truths. There's no need to comment or judge anyone for it.
So this box contained...
Well, back in the day, the first thing he did with any Mora was spend it on things like drinks and meat. But let's see what's inside. What's this? It's just a bunch of junk. Ugh. It was against the act...
That probably means this was really important to him.
Ah, and
Did he get those for you?
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Even when I was a child, I was never a fan of... Who even leaves snacks in a box like this? Forget it. Let me see what else is in here. A wool scarf, which... I'm sorry, my lady, but this is just the kind of man he was. He probably saw this box as some kind of personal trash heap and dumped any and everything in there. 2 empty liquor bottles.
Huh? There's something.
Oh, you're... All right, I got it out. It seems to be a piece of paper with some writing on it. The bottom part's all damaged from moisture, though. Let's hope the writing didn't smudge. I was suddenly seized with an urge to write a letter to Dehya. It's a letter for me? It's all right. I'll just read it out.
My conditions. If you're reading this letter, you were adorable as a baby. But once you grew a bit older, you were no longer nearly as happy or cute.
Can you believe...
Anyway, back to the point. The reason being that...
Wait, what?
Surely,
I don't know.
I was quite formidable when I was young, and 100 times cooler than some so-called flame main. Really felt like the whole world was under my feet. With just a teeny tiny bit of effort, I felt I could rule over the entire desert. But as fate would have it, I went out into the desert for a drink one day, and you were just lying there, small and helpless. You were so tiny that if the wind blew for just a little while longer, but your cries were so loud they made my head hurt. Now that
Sounds like he's serious.
I told Idrisi and the others that I had slipped up with a woman while out and about. I'm sorry that I had to lie to them for so long. I was their most esteemed leader, after all. Anyway, you possess the kind of freedom and kindness that we could only dream of. As far as how you should live your life, that'll be up to you to decide.
That's the end of the letter. In the end, he was still thinking of me as a little child. I suppose, or I would have suffocated under the sand a long time ago.
he was a good father to you. The fact...
Yeah. It's just...
Do you already have some ideas?
I do. If he first... I just have one, that there once existed in that only
If you end up finding...
Sure, I appreciate it. I wasn't expect...
I'll help too.
Thank you. All of you. My life has certainly had its... Because no matter where I've gone, I've always been surrounded by...
Whoa!